first name?
Mary.
Mary. Mary, how long have you been here living in Tent City?
About 2 months.
2 months now?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you live in here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Me and my husband and our little kid.
You have a husband too that lives with you?
Yes, sir.
And you guys live in there?
Yep.
Okay. And your kitten? Okay. What caused you to have to live here in the last 2 months?
Me and my husband worked hard all our lives. I work for same cleaning company. I still do here and there for 32 years.
Yeah.
And we lived on Hobart off of Chi-Life for 5 years. When the pandemic started, the whatever you call it, the COVID started. The landlord was getting violations from the city and did not take care of him. He was taking advantage of the COVID and knew that he would get slack on it. And then when COVID started easing up, the city came in, none of the violations were fixed, so they basically condemned the house. So we had to move real quick, lost everything we owned, and ended up at Open Door Mission. One of the counselors there, I had to leave because
Open Door Mission around here, right?
Yes, on
okay.
210.
Yep, 210. Yep,
I had to
good.
leave there because it was sexual harassment from one of the counselors.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
He got fired, but it knocked me back to when I was younger. My grandfather did it for over 10 years, and it just knocked me right back in my mental health and everything.
Yeah.
And my lawyer suggested, in my own best interest, conflict of interest, not to be there anymore, so we came here. And we're trying to get DSS situated so we can get out of here because it's too hard.
Yeah.
There's no electric, there's no hot water. We gotta bathe when we get the chance at our pastor's and his wife's house.
Yeah.
Other than that, we gotta wash up with a cold water spigot, and it's just, you feel degraded.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally have people now that come here, come down the road and turn around and go by slow, and they're pointing like we're animals in the zoo.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And it
Wow.
it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a human being.
Yes, you are.
I'm a good person. I've worked hard on my life.
Yeah.
And to be looked at and treated like an animal is so degrading.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I mean, it's like, I'm a human being.
Yeah, you are.
And I look at these people like, guess what, buddy? You're one paycheck from being home. It can happen that quick.
Anybody, yeah.
And you don't have to be a drug addict scumbag or anything like that. You can be a good person or a hard worker like I was for it to happen to you. And that's what nobody realizes. They just look at you like, oh my God, what did you do to screw up and be here? No, I worked hard. We tried everything. We even tried fixing some of the violations that we knew that he had, and it wasn't good enough. Over 5 years of being there, we've done some work to the place and everything, made it our home. Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, we're here.
Yeah.
We got rats running around at night. We can't even leave a door open to get fresh air because we'll jump right in the hut. I mean, it's crazy.
I'm so sorry to hear that. That's very unfortunate. That's very sad.
Yeah.
And wow. Yeah, that's tough.
And then to have, it seems it's so hard to get the help that you need. I'm trying to get my DSS and everything straightened out.
Yeah.
Because of all the moving around and stuff get all screwed up. My Medicaid's not even active now. So I gotta deal with this hot weather. We got tin roofs. It bakes in there. I can't breathe, I got asthma. And it's sad when you don't have, you can't even come up with a $5 copay to get your inhaler. You have to go up and what they call fly a sign. You gotta sit there and there you got people looking at you. You're holding a sign trying to get money from just from medication. When you have people yelling out there, get a job, do this,
Yeah.
Honey, I do still work, but the work is far and few between now because the guy I work for, he's in stage 4 cancer. Mm-hmm. So there's hardly any time that we can go out and do any work. Mm-hmm. And it's like...
Do you have a social worker?
Yes, Chrissy.
Chrissy, okay. Yeah, she comes over, right?
Yeah, she was just here this morning with Clean Sweep.
Okay.
And they clean up all around here.
Yeah.
And she had me fill out a new application so we got it out to DSS.
Okay.
But I'm hoping...
Well, what does that do?
It helps to get our case back in order so we can get an apartment and get out.
Okay.
Because
does it help you with jobs too?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I can't work major things anymore because I gotta have surgery on both feet, as you can tell.
Okay.
Because it's all bruised. Like they gotta break this bone, straighten out the foot, put pins
Straighten
in
out
it,
the toe, it looks like.
and then they have to do the same thing to this one. I need 2 knee replacements,
Yeah.
so I'm not
A
gonna
lot,
work.
a lot of health issues too.
Yeah,
Wow.
mental health and.
Mental health, yeah. And she can help you with the mental health part too.
Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as this gets in, I'll be able to get my prescription.
Okay.
I'll be able to do what I need.
Yeah. I was gonna recommend how to get a social worker, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It seems like you're being taken care of on that end.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're from a church called Hope Christian Fellowship, and so what we do is we're trying to help people within our city and our community in the city of Rochester. So we come once in a while to give out the bags, the care packages, and they'll have like a drink and food.
Yeah.
Those are donations that we put together from our church, different
Okay.
people, and also other organizations where we pick up the items, we put it in our food pantry at church, and then different people set up the package, and then I come out with a few people, and other people come out, we give them out to show the love of God. That's what we want to show.
Yeah.
Because you're not an animal.
I know.
You're made in the image of God, and that's what the Bible teaches, and we really believe that. But us being out here to you, declaring that is a big deal. It's a big thing,
Yeah,
and
it
so
helps them
we,
feel like
you
some
know,
people are believing.
yeah, we do care, and that's why I don't just, unless I'm in a rush, I usually don't like to just put food on the table back
Yeah.
there. I usually try to say, hey, at least to greet you, to say hi,
Yes,
how
me
you
and this
doing?
gentleman talked
Yeah,
for a while one day.
you and Adam, yep. You and Adam talked before. And so that's what we like to do. We like to do that to show that we care, to show that you are valuable, you are special to God. Now, a question I have for you is, one day, unfortunately, we're all going to pass away one day. Doesn't matter who it is. I have a grandfather, a grandmother who passed, family members, friends,
Yep.
and I'm sure you can say the same thing.
My
So-
mom, my dad, my grandmother,
People, we're
my
gonna,
grandfather, which I don't care
Yeah.
what he did to me. I'm sorry.
yeah, the
I'm
truth.
still working through the forgiveness.
Yes, and I get that. Now, my question is, what do you think it is that happens to us when we do pass away?
I'm going to heaven, and I'm going to see my maker.
Okay,
I'm going to see God who helped me fix this.
yeah. Now, why would that happen? Why would one go into heaven? Why would God say, okay, yeah, enter my kingdom to you? What do you think?
Because I've always been a good person, and I love him,
Okay,
and I know he loves me. I accept him.
okay.
That's what it is.
Right. Okay, being a good person and you love God and you know He loves you. Okay. Now, that sounds good on the surface, but as I read the Bible and studied, the issue is sometimes we do good and we're good, but sometimes if we're honest, sometimes we're not good. So for example, right? We know we shouldn't lie, but there's times where we lie, right? Now the next question is, like for myself, I thought about this for myself. How many times have I lied in my lifetime? I can't even come up with a number of that.
No.
Can you come up with a number?
No, but I've always asked God for forgiveness for it.
Okay. I want to keep, and we're going to go to God's forgiveness in 1 minute. And then when it comes to stealing, same thing. There's times I didn't steal. There's times I stole.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one, dishonoring my parents. There's time I obeyed. There's time I disobeyed.
Yep.
Now, if God were to judge just those 3 commandments or 3 laws on us, I realize I would be guilty before God.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's thousands of times, if not millions, on just those 3 things alone. And the same thing, I think, for you. Would you agree? If God were to judge you by those things, you would be guilty.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, now, the bad part is, what that means is, we would, according to the Bible, Jesus says there's heaven and hell. There's just 2 places. One person, when they go to hell, is just by doing life their way.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they can do good things, sometimes they'll do bad. But doing things our way leads us to hell, because eventually we got to get punishment for those sins. They're called sins, the breaking of God's laws and commandments, lying, stealing, the ones I already said. So now, what ends up happening is hell is like a jail. So for example, somebody breaks the law, they'll put them in the county jail. From the county jail, they're waiting to see a judge. So then there's what's going to be called in the Bible the Great White Throne Judgment. The Great White Throne Judgment is when God judges every deed. So then now, if God judges somebody according to their deeds, He's not just going to count the good, he'll count the bad. He'll say, okay, you're going to be guilty because of all these sins and crimes you committed, and then now it's called to the lake of fire, which is a prison.
Mm-hmm.
Now, God doesn't want us to go to hell or lake of fire. He did something special in order for us to be forgiven. He did something for us. It's not us doing it for God.
He died for us.
He died for us. Who is he specifically? His name.